I'm in my first sawmill that I bought, but the reason I'm here is not because of the sawmill. I wanted you to see this. This is a bearing. That is Babbitt, and it's been poured into wooden blocks. Now I could take them down to the shop, but now see, that's Babbitt, and it's been poured into cast iron blocks. The mandrel, the main shaft of the sawmill, is in Babbitt bearings. You can't see the Babbitt, but there's Babbitt there, there's Babbitt there. I don't know if I have enough leverage to turn it here, but the Babbitt does not freeze up. Maybe here, there I can turn it. You know, this has been out in the weather for so many years, but that's the way Babbitt is. I'm going to go down and show, go down into the shop, and I want to show you a little bit more about down into Shirley's Keller, and show you a little bit more about Babbitt bearings. But I thought I'd start here. Peter's no help. He's trying to get into the burr mill, desperately trying to get to that corn. I think I've got him foiled. Anyway, here's a mandrel. It's called, and it's let me slide it over so it's free, and it's in Babbitt bearings. Okay, this was the problem with that sawmill, or saw, that pallet saw that made so much noise. The bearing cap was jumping up and down. Now I'm going to take this bearing cap off. We'll just look what's in there. I think I can do that with one hand. All right. There's holes for the oil. There's the shaft, and the shaft is laying in Babbitt. I get company. Oh, yeah. When you live out in the countryside, you notice when company comes up the road. I'm going to clean this off a little bit more and then come back and show you some more. All right, let me try showing you a little bit more. The shaft is, scored, but it doesn't matter too much because it just wears right into the Babbitt. And there's shims here. I could lift that. When you make a Babbitt bearing, you put them there, and as it wears out, you take them out and you squeeze it tighter. The bearing cap that I took off had grease in there because I didn't know what I was doing. I thought, I didn't realize what the problem was. But you can see that the Babbitt's been poured there. Maybe you can see better now. Now, that's the bearing cap, and it's held down by this. Now, see how loose they are? That was an issue. Here's, I'm not sure, I think this is the one that was stripped. But anyway, they're held on the bottom because it's, I'll turn it upside down so I can show you. They're square-headed bolts. Billy's still working on that. He's not going to give up. I'll tell you what, goats or something. Anyway, I've turned this one upside down, and you can see it's a square-headed bolt, but it fits loose in there. I tried to get better ones, slightly longer and a little bit bigger, but I couldn't find them. So what I did was, or what we did, one of the reasons I'm showing you this too is because the guy at the hardware store did not know about Babbitt. He did have square nuts that were big enough. I'll clean that out and that'll go in there. And then a stud. And I can run the stud in like I've done here, maybe. And then, now I put a lock washer on. If lock washers had been on these things, they wouldn't have jumped up and down and come loose. Lock washers. And I'll also double nut them. When you double nut something, the second nut acts like a lock nut. They're even called a jam nut. They're special ones that they make, but a regular nut will do. So then I'll put it back together and see how it goes. This is what locks, between that and this is how the bearing is kept locked from end play. Flat belt pulley, of course. All right, I'm going to put this back together now. What a dirty trick to put that board in there, huh, Billy? You're trying so hard. I could help you so much, but I can make it worse if I put that board there. Oh. I got oats for you. That'll be better. All right, let's go over here. Alright, I don't have it completely back together. I don't have the second nut on, but I do have the lock washers and the first nut on. And of course it turns. And there's another goat helping me out. Isn't that nice to have goats that help you so? Well, that's still a noisy bearing. It's a lot better than it was. And I think I might have turned the caps around. It may just have to run in a little bit. We'll have to see. Anyway, you've seen Babbitt bearings taken apart. Yeah, there's still an issue, but I found one of them. Bye for now. I just don't know when to quit, but I think I found it. I think it's end play. That's the sound, I think, right there, which means that collar needs to be brought up tighter. That end plate should not be there. Alright, now I think I am done for today. Oh, and the goats are back, you might be happy to know. Alright, bye for now.